So you're looking for a dog trainer in Fort Myers. It can definitely feel like a big decision, right? Well, today we're going to break down everything you need to know to make the best choice for you and your dog. Just picture it for a second. A nice, calm walk through the river district. Or maybe you're relaxing along the Calasucci, and your dog isn't pulling or barking at everything that moves. That's really the goal, isn't it? Professional training can absolutely get you there.
Okay, so here's our plan. First, we'll talk about what makes training here in Fort Myers a little different. Then, we'll get into the nitty-gritty of finding a good trainer, what it all costs, and the different options available. And we'll finish up with some great local parks where you can put it all into practice.
First up, why do we even need to talk specifically about Fort Myers? Well, living here with a dog has its own unique situations, and good training can really help you navigate them.
You know how it is. Tourist season hits and the sidewalks get packed. Where you want to grab a bite at an outdoor cafe in the River District. These are the kinds of real-life situations where training makes a huge difference. It's all about preparing your dog to handle the fun distractions of our city.
All right, so we know why training is helpful here. And now let's talk about how to find the right person for the job. This is a really important step. Okay, this is a big one. You're going to hear about different training philosophies. The main thing to know is the difference between reward-based training and punishment-based methods. Reward-based is all about building trust and teaching your dog what you want them to do. Punishment-based, well, it often uses fear and can actually make things worse. Pretty much every expert out there is going to tell you to stick with positive, reward-based methods.
Here's something you might not know. Florida doesn't require dog trainers to be licensed. So how do you know who's legit? These certifications are what you want to look for. They're basically a sign that a trainer has put in the work, passed exams, and is committed to using modern, humane methods.
Okay, let's get practical and talk about money. What's this actually going to cost? Let's look at some typical numbers for the Fort Myers area.
So for a single one-on-one lesson, you're probably looking at something in this ballpark. This is a good starting point to keep in mind as you're shopping around. Now, this table breaks it down even more. You can see how the costs change depending on what you're looking for. Group classes, for example, are usually a more affordable option for the basics. Then you have things like board and train programs, which are a much bigger investment, but they're also way more intensive.
So should you do in-home training or a group class? It really depends on your goals. If the problems are happening at home, like say your dog goes nuts when the doorbell rings, in-home is perfect. But if you need to work on focusing around other dogs and people, a group class is a great environment for that.
All right, once you have a short list of trainers, it's time to actually talk to them. Think of it like a little interview. You want to be prepared with the right questions to make sure they're a good fit.
First things first, ask about their methods and their credentials. You want to hear them talk about positive reinforcement, and don't be shy about asking what certifications they hold and how they keep their skills up to date. A good trainer will be happy to tell you.
Next, you want to know how they'll make the training work for you. Ask them how they'll customize the plan for your dog and your lifestyle here in Fort Myers. And definitely ask what you'll need to be practicing between your sessions. And last but not least, get all the practical stuff sorted out. How will you both know your dog is making progress? What's the total cost, with no surprises? And what happens if you need to cancel a session? Getting clear answers on this stuff up front just prevents any confusion later.
So, you've got your trainer and you're making progress. Awesome! Now it's time to take those skills out into the real world. But before you do, it's a good idea to know the local rules.
Just a few key things to remember as a dog owner here. The big one is the leash law. Dogs have to be on a leash pretty much everywhere that isn't a designated dog park. And always check the rules for the beach, especially from May to October. That's turtle nesting season, and the rules can be pretty strict. And hey, don't forget about your Lee County dog license. It's really simple to get done. You just need proof of rabies vaccination. It's honestly the best way to make sure your dog gets back to you if they ever wander off.
Okay, now for the really fun part, getting out there and practicing. And we have some fantastic spots for it. Lakes Regional Park is great because it has fenced-in areas. Centennial Park, right on the water, is perfect for practicing that loose leash walking. And if you want a real challenge for your dog's focus, the boardwalk at 6 Mile Cypress is perfect for working on impulse control around all that wildlife.
At the end of the day, having a well-trained dog just makes life better. You can enjoy everything our beautiful city has to offer, from your own neighborhood to the waterfront parks. Hopefully this gives you a great starting point for finding the right training partner. Good luck and have fun with all the new adventures you and your dog are about to have.